like the AAA. There was no problems going on that we were going to lose that. There wasn't a reason to support, and he predicted that the funding was going to be there, that the surplus monies were coming in, and he knew that. So why didn't the other people know that crossed over? I say that there was political behind the scenes. Let's go with John Chichester up in Northern Virginia, and let's build some clout.
Ms. Morton, this is not about attacking other candidates. This is about you talking.
Excuse me, but your wife attacked it, Mr. Now you're
Chairman, each candidate is supposed to be able to tell the story.
But what I'm saying is this is supposed to be you to present your case to them as to why they should vote for you, not to attack.
You should vote for me because I will not compromise on your taxes as was done in the state of Virginia already and is on record. $1.4 billion tax increase by representatives in the state government that crossed over and voted. Okay? So that's the point I'm trying to make. And my delegate was telling me, the same delegate that was in the House at the same time, other delegates were, that he was trying to get. And also our state chair, Kate Openchain, was trying to get that vote to go no. Okay? So people crossed over, they voted with the Democrats, with Morton and with liberal northern senators to pass that tax increase. Now let me tell you the other part of it. I'm living through that tax increase. I am a teacher. That budget was expanded and then the surplus came in on top of it and they spent all of that and expanded our budget here in Virginia. And what's happening to us today? Cutbacks. My salary got frozen last year as a teacher. The VRS is not going to be funded this year. The retirement for the teachers and the government workers is not going to be funded this year. My salary is going to go down again because they're going to take part of my salary to pay for the retirement that's not going to be covered. We're going to lose teachers. We're probably not going to get an increase. And we're going to have teachers that are going to be rifted to meet the budget because the local government's feeling it, the state government can't fund it because they're having to cut back. Billions. $4 billion. Lacey Putney told me $4 billion that we're looking at cuts this year, if not more. Now that's what happens when you expand government and you spend your surplus and you put it into bureaucracy and then you don't have the revenues that come in. People are hurt by it.
Your time has expired. You have 5 minutes for questions. Are there any questions from the audience?
Excuse me, sir, you cut her off by a minute and a half.
Not by my watch.
Mr. Chairman, I think you're being very unfair to this candidate. You went out of your way to say people couldn't hand out a sign-up sheet when anybody could see a name on top of it.
Mike, if you're a supporter, that's fine. But what I'm doing is I made this fair for everybody. And I don't, well, that's your opinion. I think I made it very fair for everybody in here. And I even offered up time to other people. I'm not going to debate this. The people here, we know the time is getting late. She has 5 more minutes for questions from the audience. Vote me out if you don't like it.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your view on immigration and
Oh my
how you address it?
Yeah, Virgil Goode asked me to run for this seat. He called me in July. The reason I'm running is because my congressman came to me and asked me. I was going to run for 5th District Chair, and I was going to support Virgil. Virgil called me, said, Feda, I want to encourage you to look at this seat. I think you're the true blue conservative that can win, that can do well, that can stand up against Periel and give that contrast of a true liberal against a true conservative so that we can win this race next year. And I will stand on principle just like Virgil Goode stood on principle on every single issue. I support him on immigration. I am strong for life from conception to natural death, and you people need to really be careful what's going on with health care because the euthanasia is coming. It's at both ends. Questions?
Yes, ma'am. You're the only candidate here tonight that has addressed or said anything about the veterans.
I love the veterans.
I'm a Vietnam veteran.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your service.
And I realize what Mr. Obama did, taking over 3 months, 4 months, to give support to our troops. And they still don't have the support. It's going to be a long time coming. But I just want to tell you, I appreciate your stand on the veterans. I have not heard another candidate speak about the veterans, period. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
that's kind of irrelevant because that's if you're going to be there or gone at the election.
I don't support it.
But my question is, what's your status on nuclear power? There hasn't been one built in this country because of federal regulation in 33 years.
My stand on nuclear power, I supported it before they ever stopped it, and I would still support it now. I think it's clean, I think it's safe in America, I think our safety standards, I'm a science teacher, so I think that our system of building it would give us cheap, free, not free, but it would give us a cheap, unending supply, but it would also take us out from under the dependence on foreign oil, and that's whether it's nuclear power, clean coal, natural gas, also all the green environmentalism stuff is a scare tactic that comes through global warming, which I think I heard somebody else said. Global warming is a scare to get you to buy money and build into green businesses. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong.
What is your stand on drilling?
Drill now.
We have a lot of oil, and we're
Research it, drill, get our oil, get our American oil out of the ground as soon as we can and use it and get ourselves off of foreign oil. And if we did those things here, it also creates jobs. If we built nuclear power plants, if we drilled, we did refineries, all of those would create jobs too, right here in the Fifth. Why couldn't we have a nuclear power plant right here in the Fifth? And it would give us some jobs.
Can't even have a stick.
Also, build the borders.
Can't
Bring
have
some of your troops home. If we had bases opened in America, bases build cities and build jobs around them too. So I'd say return some of our soldiers home and take care of them here. We don't need to have them all over the world. Now I know we have strategic places, and that's in the general's hands. But I think that we could bring a lot of our troops home and we could put them to good use along the border.
Closing Guantanamo in TSA.
Oh, and the trial in New York, totally opposed. I don't think they should close. I don't think they should drop the terrorists into this country and try to trauma on our laws. And they're just going to give them an avenue to make our soldiers look bad. And I think it's wrong.
The federal government is spending money on state prison to convert to a U.S. penitentiary for these prisoners. And the Federal Bureau of Prisons is going to take over this institution. And we're going to allot X amount of space for these prisoners. And the Department of Defense is going to manage those. Which is all along the lines of what he was talking about, bringing to get no prisoners here. That's a done deal. It's going to happen. The funding that the federal government gives the Bureau of Prisons is a very small amount. They'll build a prison, but they don't fund staffing. And my concern is the employees that are working that prison are going to be in far more jeopardy for those detainees there. How do you support? Do you support more funding for that? Do you think we need more prisons? Federal, not state, federal.
Well, I think any funding issue would have to look at the need of it, but based on what you're saying and the issue itself, to fund and use our tax dollars to build federal prisons, which are quite nice, for terrorists, I wouldn't vote for it. I wouldn't support it. That's kind of a no-brainer.
What's your last question this morning?
What's your educational background?
Educational background, I was an honor graduate from Buckingham County High School, was MVP on my basketball team. I went to Longwood, I graduated with honors along with a bachelor's degree. Then I had my master's from the University of Virginia in education, and I also have my license in administration. I'm certified K through 12 to be an administrator. I'm a lifelong learner. Anything I don't know, I will research and I will learn, and I will get back to you if I am your representative and you elect me. I am a working woman, mom, grandmother, and I love this country, I love this district, I love the people here, and I do listen, and I do learn, and I do work with you, and I would appreciate your vote, your time, and call me, email me, whatever. I'll be glad to come down here and talk to you, meet with any of you in a group that would like to talk to me in an open, fair situation. I would appreciate that very much.